Hey, what up, fam? Welcome back to the show. Happy holidays, even though it might not be so happy for some. Turn on the news. Russia invades territory that isn't theirs. They say it's defensive, historical. The people there belong to them. Resistance is terrorism. Does that sound fucking familiar? Because this isn't new. This isn't Putin going rogue. This is Russia doing what Russia has always done. 500 years ago, the excuse wasn't NATO. It was fur, tribute, and civilization. Same theft, same bullshit, same outcome. So let's rewind to when Russia was doing this bullshit in Siberia. Before cameras, before social media, before anyone outside the tundra even gave a fuck. Because if you want to understand Russian aggression today, you need to see what it looked like when the victims were indigenous tribes that no one bothered to give a fuck about. Russia builds forts the way parasites build nests. They don't ask permission, they don't negotiate. They show up with guns and a flag and decide the land is fucking theirs now. And this fort is deep in Siberia. Wooden walls, crude towers, a storage shed full of stolen fur. 40 soldiers, a handful of civilians. They're here to collect tribute from native tribes. The locals already said no, so now the fort is surrounded. Day 1. The siege begins. No warning, no announcement, just death. A guard leans over the wall in the morning cold. A musket ball hits him in the face. The shot punches through his cheek and out the back of his skull. Now everybody's awake. Horns sound from the tree line. Not one horn, many. Coming from fucking everywhere. The Russians fire muskets back into the forest. They hit nothing. Because the attackers aren't standing in open fields like fucking idiots. They're native warriors. They know this land better than the Russians know their own mothers. Day 2. No attack today. That makes it worse. No food comes in. No traders. No hunting parties make it back. Anyone who steps outside the walls disappears. One man goes to take a shit behind the fort. They find his body an hour later. Throat cut. Hands missing. This isn't random violence. This is a message. Day 3. Fire arrows start coming in at night. The roof first, the barracks second. Men scramble with snow in buckets while arrows keep landing. One soldier catches fire. He runs trying to put himself out until an arrow hits him in the chest. Day 4. The gate doesn't explode. It gets smashed. A log slams into it. Over and over. The hinges snap. Native warriors rush in immediately. Not screaming, not chaotic. Disciplined. Spears first, then clubs, then knives. A Russian fires his musket point blank and misses because he's fucking terrified. A spear goes into his stomach and comes out his back. Another soldier gets grabbed, pulled down, and has his skull caved in. This is close combat. No distance. No mercy. Inside the fort is total fucking collapse. There's no defense once the natives breach the walls. Barracks turn into slaughter rooms. A native warrior drives a blade into a man's groin, and rips upward. Another crushes a skull with a stone club so hard teeth scatter across the floor. Civilians try to hide in the chapel. Bad idea. The doors get kicked in. Prayers don't help. Nobody is spared. A commander locks himself in the powder room. The attackers set it on fire. He shoots himself before they reach him. Everyone else runs out of options. By morning, the fort is gone. Burned. Smashed. Fucking silent. A goddamn ghost town. Bodies frozen where they fell. The native fighters don't stay. They don't rebuild it. They erase it. Because the point wasn't conquest. The point was to make sure Russia understood something. You don't get to take land just because you showed up with weapons. And this matters now because Russia hasn't stopped doing this. They just swap tribute for security concerns. They swap muskets for tanks. They swap forts for military bases. Same behavior. Same entitlement. Same belief that land belongs to them because they say so. Siberia was just the test run. Ukraine is just the modern version. Russia didn't inherit its borders. It killed people until the map lined up. The Chukchi War, 1747. The Russian column moves through white nothingness. 50 men, muskets over their shoulder, fur coats frozen. Their boots are waterlogged. They have no idea where the fuck they are. Their commander thinks he's hunting Chukchi. What he doesn't know is the Chukchi have been tracking him since he crossed the ridge 2 days ago. The tundra isn't empty. It's been watching. The first shot doesn't come from the front. It comes from behind. A Russian collapses from a musket shot. Face first in the snow. A second man drops screaming. Then the wind starts howling. The Chukchi hit from every direction. War horns blasting. Spears fly out of the snow. Arrows come from everywhere. Musket balls slam into the column. A Russian drops to reload and never gets back up. A Chukchi spear punches through his neck. Another soldier tries to run. The Chukchi don't waste movements. No flashing heroics. No speeches. Every strike is for the throat, the gut, the spine. Men scatter. Men fall. Men beg for mercy. And the Chukchi are deaf to their cries. A Russian tries to surrender. They're not there to negotiate. They're there to erase the threat. In less than 15 minutes, the formation is gone. When it's done, the Chukchi don't celebrate. They collect the weapons. They take ammunition. They take coats. And then they vanish, like they were never fucking there. Let's stop pretending this is complicated. Russia wants land. That's it. Everything else is background noise. The Chukchi War and the Ukrainian War are not different conflicts separated by centuries. They are the same behavior, carried out with different weapons and different excuses. In the 1600s and 1700s, Russia pushed east into Chukchi land. In the 2000s, Russia pushed west into Ukrainian land. different direction. Same bullshit. During the Chukchi War, Moscow claimed the land was empty and that the people were backward. They needed order, civilization. They needed Russia. Does that sound fucking familiar? When the Chukchi refused to pay tribute, Russia called them criminals. When they attacked Russian forts, Russia called them bandits. When they defended their land, Russia labeled them violent savages. Russia wasn't defending itself. Russia was fucking expanding. And then you fast forward to Ukraine. Now the language is updated, but the logic is identical. Ukraine is historically Russian. Ukraine needs protection. Ukraine is controlled by extremists. Ukraine needs to be brought back. Same excuse, same entitlement. The Chukchi didn't ask to be Russian. Ukraine didn't ask to be Russian. Russia doesn't give a fuck. The Chukchi War wasn't about security. It was about fur. Sable fur was money. Tribute was profit. Control meant wealth. Russian forts existed to extract value, not to protect borders. The Chukchi were in the way of that extraction, so Russia tried to crush them. Ukraine isn't about security either. It's about control. Land, resources, ports, agriculture, power. Ukraine stands between Russia and the empire it wants to rebuild, just like the Chukchi stood between Moscow and the Siberian wealth. Different century, same motivation. And when the Chukchi resisted, Russia escalated. More troops, bigger raids, burned villages, committed war crimes, starvation tactics. When that didn't work, Russia tried extermination. And when that didn't work, Russia tried forced submission. And when that didn't work, Russia lied about victories and quietly pulled out. Russia never admitted failure. And how does Russia respond to resistance now? More troops, more missiles, more civilian targets, collective punishment, starvation tactics, energy infrastructure destroyed, cities flattened, civilians displaced. This isn't accidental. This is the same strategy scaled up. And the core problem is Russian greed. It's not NATO, it's not culture, it's not language, and it's not history. The problem is that Russia believes it's entitled to land that does not belong to them. That belief didn't start with Putin. It didn't start with the USSR. And it didn't start with the czars. It's baked into how Russian power has always worked. The Chukchi are inconvenient to Russian mythology. They fought back. They won battles. They forced Russia to retreat. They exposed the lie of inevitability, just like Ukraine is doing now. Empire hates resistance because it proves that they're not invincible. They're just armed thieves with paperwork. And history tells us that Russia expands until it is stopped. The Chukchi stopped them. Ukraine is stopping them. That's the connection. Not ideology, not politics, not misunderstanding. Greed meets resistance. Russia hasn't changed its strategy. If you want to understand the war in Ukraine, stop pretending it's new. Russia has been doing this for centuries. Invade, lie, extract, punish resistance, claim history as justification. The Chukchi War wasn't ancient history. It was the rehearsal. Ukraine is the same war. It's just finally caught on camera. This has been the Time Machine Diaries. I'm Cullen. Fuck ICE. Cullen does not endorse fucking ICE. I just do not like them as an entity. If you make your money off of kicking people out of the country, even though you are an immigrant yourself, motherfucker, that's hypocritical as shit. Take a look in the mirror when you wake up, ICE. You ever wonder what a piece of shit looks like? There you go.